I'll answer your questions for you guys. Thanks for coming.
Second row left, Ari.
Urban, I think there's a general thought out there that because Tom Herman used to coach here and Houston had pretty good success on offense, that bodes well for you guys. I was just wondering, in your opinion and what you've seen on film from watching Houston go against that defense, how similar are you guys to what they do offensively from a schematic?
Well, there's similarities. I think what that gives you a little bit of, of what they, style of defense that we're going to face. But we knew it from last year's. They played Clemson. We're very similar to Clemson as well. The thing that just proves is how hard it is to run the ball against them. Houston didn't run the ball very good. They had some great back shoulder throws and some great throws and big plays when they needed it. But that does help you when you see a little bit of similar offenses, just how they're going to line up.
Just changing gears, you said on Monday that Dante Booker is probable. I'm assuming that's still the case. What does he bring to your defense if he's able to play that you might not have had?
Yeah, I'd say he's more questionable now. He didn't do much today. We'll find out more tomorrow. But Jerome Baker actually played pretty good in there last week. And what does Dante give? It's just a really good player when he's healthy.
Front row left, Mitch.
Assuming you've seen more tape on Baker Mayfield, can you talk about what he brings, what concerns you about him?
Yeah, I watched it last night and today, and just very strong, athletic. They're all fast-paced. The ball's out fast. They give him a lot of responsibility, like we do JT, as far as on run plays, throwing screens, and the tempo. And he obviously he knows that offense. You can tell very well. But the biggest thing is he's a creator of plays. He not just makes the plays when they're there, but he had a couple, just outstanding plays where nothing's there, and hard to bring him down.
Front row left, Bill.
Urban, you've talked in the past about the things you look for in a quarterback, and one of those is extend the play. I'm wondering if you put parameters on that. Are you okay if a guy, kind of the way Baker Mayfield plays position, is willing to run around backwards to keep a play alive?
I think I've had guys like that. I think Braxton was kind of like that, and this guy JT is similar to that. Shoot Cardell, yeah. I think there's got to be somewhat parameters and understand the game, what situation you're in. But one thing you don't do is tell great players not to play. And obviously JT, there's parameters of what we expect out of you, but go play the game.
Front row right, Austin.
Urban, you mentioned JT and his ability to audible for you so far this season. I assume that's all done verbally. Is that compromised on the road at all?
Yeah, it's all. When you see all the hand signals, that's what's going to be going on.
Okay. The challenge then, going on the road. Can you lose something in communication? Even you have to take something out to put the hand signals in. If that makes sense, how much more difficult is it to do it on the road?
In the old days, before everything's hand signals, it was much more difficult. I think it's. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not difficult, but it's not as. Everything's all our signals from the sideline are hand signals, and when JT he's not telling the wideouts, even at home, what to do. Now he'll tell the line, but you're right there, and you can control that.
Front row, Tim.
Yeah, you've determined now you're 3 weeks in who your top or is it important right now who your top 4 or 5 receivers are? You have kind of a working list now. Or have you seen enough from those guys to?
Not really. I think there's more than that. I'd hate to start listing guys and say, well, these are our starter. Terry played good yet last week. Paris Campbell, who's only had 1 catch, but he's one of our top 3 or 4 guys. Curtis Samuel, Dontre Wilson. So I not yet.
Could you see that continuing into the season?
I hope.
Yeah.
I hope.
And the other thing, Mike Weber, 2 weeks in now, what are you seeing from him that you really like? I
like the fact he's playing without the ball. Very hard. Blocking guys and understanding work ethic and at practice, which that's the product of work ethic practice. Also, I thought he was really good ball security, and that was not good. I was alarmed in the spring, and then actually first 2 days of training camp we had to, there were some conversations had because it was not good, and that's how you lose a game.
Second row middle, Ryan.
Seems like a lot more top teams are playing these one-off neutral site games to start the season, but y'all have come in homes against Oklahoma, TCU, Notre Dame, and Texas in the future. Do you like the chance that you'll get these teams in Ohio Stadium eventually, even though it means you also have to travel and play a true road game?
Sure. I don't really give much thought to schedules and all that. Let my boss do all that, and we play who we play. And I think it's good for college football. I think the playoff, it's going to. I think everybody's doing that now. I haven't really followed everybody else, but I think you're going to start seeing a marquee matchup every year and early in the season.
Far left, Matt.
You mentioned yesterday on the teleconference your admiration for Bob Stevens. Just what jumps out about him, though? I mean, going against him one step out of you, but as a football coach, he's been there 18 years and had success. What, I don't know, characteristic about his team you like about him?
I like him because he's from Ohio. He's from Northeast Ohio, to be specific. You can tell he comes from a coach's family. His father was a great high school coach, and you know, I know all his brothers. Just when you grow up in similar areas, you just kind of check on each other, and we've always got along very well. And you know, he was the one of the first. I told this story that when I was a very young coach was starting, it used to be, I don't understand why, but it was almost, you know, hey, I worked really late last night. I'm not, you know, I haven't been around my. It was like you sign a tough coach if you did a good job neglecting another part of your life, and I never quite understood that. And obviously, he was one of the first ones to say, "I'm not doing that. I'm taking my kids to school." I'll never forget. I'm taking my kids to school on Friday. I thought, wow, that's a good idea. So he was one of the first ones to do that. I think really one of the first ones that I can remember, and that was a long time ago.
Second row left, Lori.
Coach, you obviously spent an hour with a reporter recently talking about some of the ground had been covered before, but pretty open about your health again. What did you want to get out of that? And have you heard from anyone since then?
Yeah, I usually don't do interviews. You guys know that. I just, especially coming up towards the season, and a guy grabbed me at the Big Ten, the guy who wrote it, and I'm walking through a hallway, and he says, "Hey, Coach, I got to talk to you for a second." And usually, try to keep moving fast. Jerry didn't do his job of keeping guys away from me. And he said, I said, looked at him, I said, "What can I do for you?" And he said, "I think we can help some people." And I said, "Talk to me." And he started talking to me, and I thought, you know, that's very admirable. We're all servants, so that's why we did it.
Well, have you shared any of that with your players? Because I imagine it's hard to be vulnerable and an authority figure at the same time, even though it could benefit you.
Sure I have. And as a team, and certainly one-on-one now, there's that, I think the title was Lone Wolf. There's a bunch of people going through a lot of stuff, a lot of things in their mind and a lot of things on their heart. So, oh yeah, many times.
And final questions, front row right here, Bill.
You're now most of the way through the practice this week. How ready do you feel that you guys are?
Oh, I'm glad we have another 2 days to get ready. But I love our effort was outstanding. You know, it's they're a really good team we're playing. They're not just good players, but well coached, good concepts. So we're not quite ready as far as that's concerned.
And other than just winning or losing, what do you expect this game to reveal about your team?
Toughness and where we're at. I mean, this is going to be one of those prize fights that it's going to be a tough one.
Great.
Thanks, guys.